that we need to continue to stand strong to defend everybody's rights and freedoms.
Hey guys, how you doing today? Haven't done a video in about a week, but this one's actually going to be very related to what the last one was about. Not sure if everyone got it, but hey, what the heck. Something came up today, and I'm going to state the date, October 25th, 2023. Okay, something came up today. Excitement. People getting ecstatic. Tomorrow's a big day, a big vote. October 26th, 2023. It's a big day for the Metis Nation and the framework that's possibly about to be put in place for self-governance. Now, I have said before, I am a Metis man. Although I do not hold a Metis card, I don't see the point. Metis is my heritage. I don't need to justify that to anybody. Ooh, stinky around here. Smell like rotten feet. Woo, 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 woo. Don't be... Okay. Sorry. Almost fell in the river, or the lake here. Sorry. Anyway. So yeah, as I was saying, let's get out of here before I fall in. As I was saying, I am a Metis man. I don't hold a Metis card, and I refuse to get one. My family all has theirs, and you know, my mom had hers, and all my aunts and uncles have theirs, all that jazz. But, and to the people that are going to say right now, oh, well, prove it. Why? Why do I have to prove it? You did this to Tamara Leach. You made her have to prove it. I don't have to prove nothing to you. You say I'm appropriating. What am I appropriating? There's nothing to appropriate. It boggles my mind. So anyway, tomorrow there's a big vote for set up the framework for the Metis Nation, and I'm actually against it. And hear me out. I understand what they're trying to fight for, but I think what they're fighting for is wrong. I'm going to get a lot of flack over this one. A lot of flack. People are not going to like what I have to say here. But try and hear me out. Okay? Even if you disagree with me and you think I'm an idiot for saying these things, hear me out. Hear my reasoning why I think these things. Okay? I think creating another race of people, disenfranchised people, creates more trouble than it's worth. In a country where we have so many factions and so much divisiveness right now, and around the world, it's not even in our country, it's around the world. Everyone's showing that, you know, you're a part of this group or you're part of that group, and therefore we can't get along with this group or that group. And you can actually see that in the Metis Nation right now. The other indigenous groups are saying, oh no, you're not welcome in our club. You're not indigenous enough. And to them, I say, you're wrong too. You see, we keep making up these stupid little groups to make ourselves feel good about who we are, where we came from. Well, I'll tell you, I'm a Canadian, and I come from my mother. It's all I need to know. It's all of us should need to know. Trudeau keeps saying that, Poilievre's trying to dig up new boogeymen and trying to create division in Canada and such like this. Well, no, it's just the way things are. If you think about it, okay, where I came from matters actually a lot to me, okay, because I understand my family, my heritage, and roots in this very ground. And the indigenous people of these lands had roots in these grounds too. But they also have divided themselves up so that, you have the Ojibwe, the Cree, Blackfoot. You have all these different nations within a nation, the indigenous nations. It's just, we keep trying to give ourselves a reason to be marginalized. I'm part of a marginalized community, therefore I must matter. Okay, well, shouldn't all Canadians matter? If you're trying to say that because you're part of a marginalized community that you deserve special treatment, why? Everybody can trace their history back to somewhere. Hey, the Roman Empire doesn't exist, but I'm sure a lot of us can trace our roots back to Rome. Hey, the Mongolian lineage spreads through, I do believe it's 80% of all human beings on Earth. Okay, Genghis Khan's lineage traces back to like 80% of all life on Earth, all humans on Earth. Does that mean we have some sort of claim to Mongolia? Now I still say I'm a Canadian because I live in the here and now. Saying it's not a hypocritic to be Canadian right now, because that's what this country is. It's Canada. So right now I'm Canadian. If some point in the future the US conquers us, my ancestors are probably going to call themselves American, or whatever country forms next in the here and now. Are they going to continue to fight for Canadians? Why? If Canada's gone, what are you fighting for? Why aren't you trying to make this a better place for everyone instead of trying to hold on to a past that doesn't exist anymore? I'm not saying you need to ignore your past. Your past is very important to you. It makes you who you are. It's probably why I love to be out here in the bush more than anywhere else. Give me a trail in the bush and I'll walk it for hours. That probably comes from my heritage. It comes from my lineage. It comes from my ancestors. Because the Metis Nation were the fur trappers of Canada before Canada even existed. Who took on native brides and created a community. This is what we need to build. I don't need a Métis nation within a nation, which, I don't need a Métis nation within a nation to tell me that I'm marginalized. Why do I need to affirm I'm marginalized? And let's look at what they're actually looking forward to. Okay? They're looking forward to setting up, child welfare programs and services. Those are some interesting ores. Probably a couple of youngins. I remember when I was a kid, I used to have ores very similar. We'd go out in the waters. Anyway, they're fighting to create their own child welfare system. Okay? And they're fighting for education rights, free education rights. Okay. First off, I'm going to deal with the education rights first because it's easiest for me to clarify. Okay. The way you want those education rights is you want the government of Canada to give you money so that you can give it to schools to educate the Métis people. This is literally what you're going to do. Okay. But where does the government of Canada get that money from? It's not from the Métis Nation. Well, I'm sure some of us do contribute. Well, actually, we all do. What am I saying? But it's all Canadians that are contributing to that. So now all Canadians have to contribute to a select group being able to get educated. Why can't Canadians get educated? You don't got a Métis card. You were born in Canada and you've been raised here in Canada. Why can't you go get an education for free? I don't see why not. If the taxpayers are going to pay for an education for somebody, it should be for a Canadian, not a marginalized group. Canadian. Because that's who's flipping the bill. And this is the problem with all of these treaty rights and everything. At what point, and this is what I was trying to bring up in the other video as well. At what point are we, Canada, the nation that actually exists right here, right now, today? And at what point does our heritage just mean this is who I am, not a marginalized person, so that I can get free education? Here, let me declare my marginalization so you can send me to school for a university degree at 51 years old. Why do I need that? Let's say I'm 24 years old. Why can't a Canadian 24-year-old say that? Keep fighting for rights for marginalized people. And we keep, it's a feel-good story. It's a real feel-good story. But all it is to make yourself feel good. It doesn't actually accomplish anything other than create more division within Canada. Now, let's deal with the difficult one. They want to do a child welfare program so that they can serve their own communities, yada, yada, yada. Okay. First off, okay, where are all these community members? And how many of them are married to people outside of the Métis Nation? Okay, that's my first question. Well, it's actually two, but yeah, whatever. Second of all, the way communities work is not what we've been doing. Communities, the Métis Nation are trying to call themselves a community of people with the same heritage. Okay, that's fine. Why not join a club? Make a club. Because that's basically what it is. It's just a club. But they need special rights because they're marginalized. And they've been marginalized for over 200 years. Yep. Israeli or Jewish people were marginalized in Egypt 3,500 years ago. So, yeah, this is kind of where I was going with that other one. All right, you keep holding on to the past as if we're going to go back to fur trading or something. I don't think that's where we're going. So you want to create a community-based child welfare system. To me, it sounds like you just want to give yourself a job. Okay? Because we should be looking at it like this. Canada as a whole donates to the healthcare system and the child welfare system as well. Okay? Then you move down to the province and they refine it a little more. Each province refines it a little different. And they distribute the funds to have child welfare systems. Okay? Then it gets down to the municipality. And they need to, the region, and they need to distribute and allocate for these child welfare systems all across their municipality. And then that distribution gets handed down to the municipalities. The municipalities then get to distribute those services more refined to their specific community needs. To their community's needs. Not to what other community needs, to their community needs. And then they provide a child welfare system within. Then those services are available to the residents of said community. Okay? Now, then it goes down to your neighborhood watch system, your neighborhood babysitting clubs, and all that things. That's where, gets down into smaller. Then it comes down to your own family. Okay? And you have your networking within your family, and you can take advantages of services all the way up the chain, all the way up to the federal government. Okay? So these systems are already here. Now, granted, do they work good? Probably not, because everyone's trying to create their own special version of this. Instead of actually making this actually work, they want to create a new job for themselves. So you want to create a child welfare system, let's say right here in North Bay, where I live. Okay? You want to create this child welfare system and help take care of your own community, because there's a large Métis community here. You want to do this where there already is a system here. So now we're going to have two systems running, and neither one's going to run well. Instead of making the one work, we want to create a separate one because, we're marginalized. Look at me, I'm a marginalized person. Please, you have to help me. No, I don't. I help my community, yes. I hope my community grows. I hope my community thrives. Yes. But just because you're one group or another group, I don't really care. Okay? Your heritage, my heritage, are important only to me. And how much I feel the importance of that is how much I contribute to the club. How much I give to the club and how much I get from the club is relative to how much I feel a part of it. And frankly, I don't feel a part of something that's all they're there for is to see what they can get from the government. Well, the government funds is us. So now my tax dollars are going to go fund schooling for a select group of people, and they're going to fund duplication of a system that's already in place. Why can't the Métis Nation join child welfare system currently in effect and make it better? You know how to make it better? Make it better. Oh, but you only know how to make it better for Métis people? Well, that's pretty racist, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't know. Welcome to the Fringe. I almost forgot. I got one last thing I want to say to you. And the Métis Nation of Canada. Okay, what is the end goal here? Because if you don't want to help Canadians, and you only want to help the Métis, then that tells me you have an end goal. Well, from what I see, the end goal had an opportunity many eons ago, over 200 years ago. Maybe it was 200 years ago. I don't know. I don't know the dates. But it had an opportunity at the time when the opportunity would have been valid to cause separation. Because by creating a nation of Métis, we're no longer being part of the nation of Canada. Well, that's separation. Well, let me ask you, how did that work out for Louis Riel? Welcome to the Fringe.